4th July 2021. Hello guys, today I'm here in the Piccadilly Circus to play Cashflow 101. It's my first time I'm using this selfie stick. So it took me about like 14 minutes to arrive here, and so this will be my second time playing the Cashflow 101. So today I'm gonna buy more stocks and focus on the properties. By the way, if you don't know anything about Cashflow 101, basically it's a game designed by the self-help guru called Robert Kiyosaki. He's from Hawaii, and he says that this is a way to, simulate our life in the board game, so that we don't have to make mistakes in the real life. So we can just learn from the game, and it will teach us how to be financially intelligent. But yeah, so I'm going in now. Let's see, will I be able to come out of the rat race?
So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at what does a person need in order to make financial freedom happen for themselves. Okay. So what do you guys know about what a person needs to achieve financial freedom?
They have to have a passive income to go to their expenses.
Okay, so you need to have passive income in order to achieve financial freedom with passive income. Okay, yes. What else?
The least liabilities possible.
So the less debts or things that you have to pay each month, lowers the bar of the amount of money that you need each month, which makes it easier to achieve. So yes.
Be able to buy things like that.
Assets.
Okay, so you need to get assets. Okay, so one of the biggest things is to go and get those assets that give you the passive income. How do you get those assets?
Purchase
Know
them.
where to look.
Sorry?
If you know where to look, you get them.
Okay, so you've got to find out where to look.
Purchase them.
You've got to buy them. So you need to have some capital in order to buy these assets. So let's step even further back. What do you need to do to get that capital?
You can either work.
You can work and you can save money from your job. How long is that going to take?
Too long.
A long time.
A long time.
Too long. Too long.
Too long. Okay. So, how do you get that money? That extra money that you need, that your job is not going to give you enough in a reasonable amount of time.
Stocks. Angel investors.
There we go. Angel investors, or you can invest yourself. Okay. So there's two opportunities. Angel investors will allow you to invest money quicker, which you don't have. And why would an angel investor give you money?
They like a project.
Again,
Because maybe you have a project they like.
there we go. So you go and find things that angel investors want to invest in. That is called a strategy type. Okay, so sourcing deals, sourcing investments. Let's drill even further back. So we know that you need to get that capital from somewhere. In order to get that capital, you know you have to do something to get it, and you know you need to get it in addition to your day job, because the day job will just take too long. So what else do you need in order to get that money? That capital. Or shall I ask, how do you find those deals?
Research.
There we go. So you've got to apply yourself to go and find those deals. So it doesn't matter what strategy you're doing. Well, of course it matters, but irrespective of the strategy that you choose, you have to find time. So how do you find time?
Plan it. It's a plan.
You need a plan. So you plan your time. How do you plan your time?
Schedule. Schedule.
You schedule it. Yeah. So I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I do my toiletry stuff. I clean the kitchen so that when my wife wakes up, she's got a clean kitchen to prepare breakfast. I make my bed. I've got a whole sequence of events that I run through, and then from 5 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm working. 5, 6, 7. I've got 2 hours right there. Okay, and sometimes I wake up even earlier than that, so I get 3 or 4 hours, depending on what happens the night before. Okay, so step number 1 is you have to really schedule in your time. You've got to go, just like you've got a job, I go to my job and I work from 9 until 5. That's what an employer expects from you. They schedule your time, so they know what they're getting. Same with you and your financial freedom. What else do you need in order to find those deals? So you need time, you need the strategy. So let's touch on that, the strategy. You actually got to find the thing that's going to make you the money. Okay? Which means that you've got to start looking for it. What else do you need? Some very basic things.
Network. Like people. You need
Yeah, you need people around you who can help you to find these things quicker and easier. So you ask the people around you, so you can build up a network and start asking these questions. What else? You need a clear mind. Have you ever experienced like a foggy mind? Tiredness? Yeah, you got to do something so that you don't have a foggy brain. You got to do something so that you don't get ill. So you've actually got to focus on your health, because whenever you get sick or you have a foggy brain, you stop doing what you really need to do. And when you're dealing with other people's money, not a good idea to have a foggy brain, right? So what else do you need in order to get ahead?
like an environment, like a station, a workstation, a desk, a place where you can do it.
Yeah, a place that's conducive to encouraging you to get ahead. So, like for instance, I'm restarting my financial journey because of a whole bunch of stuff that's happened, and I am clearing away everything that is not going to help me for the next year and a half. I am renewing the bits and the pieces that I need, the tools, so that they don't hold me back. And I'm clearing out my office so that nothing else is going to distract me. I'm hiring a couple of people to fix up some stuff so I don't have to worry about it. And so when I start doing my planning, I can plan it through without breaks. And then I can start working my plan. So we've already created one scenario which is really, really important. You need to have the capital in order to buy the assets that give you the passive income. So before you got the capital, is there a step before that makes you a lot more effective? Can you think of anything? Something that makes you far more effective. No? Okay, I'll give it to you. What if you didn't have to work? Would you be more effective if you didn't have to work?
Well, you'd be more scared, and that would be strength. I mean, it would be pushing
Well,
you.
let's say that you've got enough money to survive each month. Definitely be more effective. How much more effective would you be? 100% more effective than just working in the evenings and the weekend, or a lot more than 100% more effective? Be a lot more effective, right? So the first step of finance, the first major goal of becoming financially free is not to be financially free, as in have passive income that gives you enough to survive each month. It's to be able to fire your boss. Effectively, that would make you the most effective, because now you've got your whole day to make things happen. And your most effective brain power too, which is usually in the morning to the early afternoon. Late afternoon, I don't know about you guys, but my brain is nowhere near as effective as in the morning. Okay, so your first major goal should be to fire your boss. So, has anybody read Kiyosaki's Cashflow Quadrant book? Have you glanced over all the sections?
Kind of.
Have you read the first few chapters?
Yeah.
What are the 4 quadrants? What are they? Do you remember?
The self-employed, the employed, and then you've got investors and business owners.
Okay, so the 4 are bottom left-hand corner, and this is my model, is employment. The bottom right-hand corner is self-employment. So getting in a job is, of all the 4, the easiest, but it's also the most restrictive. Self-employment is less restrictive, but it's easier to do self-employment than it is to buy assets with no money or not enough money. And it's a lot more easier to do self-employment than it is to create a business. Bearing in mind, a business is something you're not involved in, but you control or own. Yeah? Because if you're in the business, it's self-employment. You are self-employed in the business. Okay? So, you've got a big wall between a job and self-employment. So you've got self-employment and a job, and a wall because you don't have enough capital to buy the assets that you need or the resources to own a company without working in it. Therefore, you're kind of left with self-employment to a large degree, which is a lot easier to do. So where do you get your extra capital from?
Side hustle.
Sorry?
Side hustles.
Side hustles, exactly. So you got your job, you create a side hustle, that side hustle generates a lot more cash flow, and what does that extra cash flow do on top of your job?
It allows you not to work that much.
Or basically fire the boss.
Yes, and what's the key component to it?
Time.
Time, within a short period of time. So if you just worked your job, it would take you X amount of time. You could probably calculate it out by how much you can save. Because how much you can save, how much you need to invest in order to become financially free. There's your first timeline. But if you add self-employment, you've now created yourself a cash machine, which is one of the reasons why I like that Millionaire Maker game, because it introduces you to that concept.
Millionaire Maker, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Who is going to make you financially free?
Ourselves, you.
Only yourself. Okay? That's the only person who's going to make you effectively financially free. You're the only one who can get yourself there. And so you need to start making this plan. Did I miss out anything? Can you see that there's a staged thing to this?
Yeah.
So your first major stage, fire your boss. Why? Because you're so much more effective. There's a whole bunch of reasons around that, why you're more effective, but you can see it just on the timing and the amount of brain power you have to get things done. Once you've got that, that's like a launch platform to start really going a lot further ahead much quicker. There is also, so there's your first cash machine. The next one, which I spoke to you about, the snowballing effect. Yeah. So when you start your self-employment, you start earning a certain amount for you, which is easy. It might be £1, it might be an extra £100 a month. It might be £1,000 a month. Okay. But that first amount of money would be easy for you to earn. The next thing is to increase that. and then to increase it some more. So you've got to learn how to do that. But in effect, you're starting the snowball effect. Once you start investing in assets, your first asset starts giving you passive income. Now you're building up more capital, and you get your second asset. Now you're getting more passive income. Have we got another snowball effect happening? Yeah? Alright, so there's another snowball effect and another cash machine. Now you've got two cash machines running. Now you have a third cash machine above that. I won't talk about that now. Okay? Does that make this a lot more clearly?
Yeah.
Alright. Now go and do it for yourselves.
Yes, boss.
All right. Okay, so today was a great day. I just get out from the tube station and I'm heading towards my home. Today there were probably like 6 people playing Cashflow 101. The first thing what I did today was that because last time what I did was I just focused on buying the real estates to try to come out of the rat race. But today, what I did was I also bought like 2 real estates at the same time. I also bought the stocks, like 3 or 4 different stocks. And whenever the market was good, I got the money. So the golden nuggets I got from today was that you must have like different sort of strategy to come out of the rat race. Just don't focus on one thing. And the guy who is leading the team, his name is Jonathan. I'll call him like team leader. He gave like so many golden nuggets because he himself is financially free and he wants to help like 100 people to be financially free, and he's very committed on that. So he was saying that even though some people, some gurus, they says that you have to diversify and you must have multiple sources of income, but he was saying it's better to have one source or be a master in one thing. Yeah, it's contradictory, but that's what he said. The few things I learned was that whatever is happening in the game, it will stimulate in the real life. And he was saying that it's better to have a good relationship with your players or your partners in the real life, or you must have a good network so that in the future they will help you in your journey to come out of the rat race. Oh man, there were so many golden nuggets, and some of them were like taking loans. In order to start a business, you must have a capital, and to start a capital, you don't need your own money. You can start with borrowing other people or taking loan. For example, on the game, if you take a loan of like 1,000, you have to pay 10%, so that's like 100 every month. And if the loan you get out is like 10%, you have to pay like £100. How about if you are making like 200 like from that deal, so you are making a profit of 100, so you have to think like that. So overall it was a good day, it was fun, but yeah, sadly tomorrow is Monday, so I have to go back to my rat race, my work as a car mechanic. Even though I'm not that unhappy with that work because I love cars and I love fixing things, and I'm very curious and I want to learn a lot about cars, but still that's not the way to be financially free, because still my wages is about minimum wage. So I have to step up again and take actions and to find a way to get a multiple source of income going on and have a side hustle. Because if everybody says that your network is your network, so all you people you hang out with, so they have to be the same minded. And he was saying in future he wants to create his own mastermind, and he was saying like Napoleon Hill, he have this idea of mastermind. So if you are all of them are think alike people, so you can find them and you can be accountable for each other. Oh yeah, so that's the day for today. And let's go home, eat some food, and chill. Alright, see you next time then. Bye bye. And if you don't know about Robert Kiyosaki, give him a quick research and research about him. He's one of the great best-selling author about financial income. Alright, Robert Kiyosaki, fighting Cashflow 101.